Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to look at 5 Arsenal players Mikel Arteta should hand new contracts to ahead of the summer transfer window. It looks set to be a busy transfer window this summer as Arsenal aim to strengthen their first team squad. Arsenal are already planning ahead for the summer transfer window with incomings, outgoings and contracts all expected to take centre stage. It will be Technical Director Edu who is tasked alongside new Head of Football Richard Garlick to resolve the club's business and ensure the Gunners are in a stronger position than they were last summer. Contract extensions have long been an obstacle for those in negotiating positions at Arsenal, with players in the past being allowed to run down their deals or be sold for a pittance because of that reason. So today we're going to look at 5 players Arsenal should be doing everything to keep ahead of next season. So the first person on the list is Calum Chambers, and his contract expires in 2022. 26-year-old Calum Chambers has slotted in at right back on multiple occasions since returning from his serious knee injury. The Englishman was named man of the match against West Ham, and whilst he is a good option to have in the squad, Arsenal should be looking to extend his contract for one sole reason. With 1 year remaining on his current deal, Calum Chambers could be tempted to run down his contract and assess any offers he will have in January where he could sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club. The most sensible option for the Gunners would be to tie Calum Chambers down to another year and look to make profit on him this summer or next, with the likes of Dinos Mavropanos and William Saliba both returning from their respective loan deals shortly. And I think Calum Chambers is someone that Mikel Arteta should be keeping hold of, or at least if he doesn't want to see Calum Chambers in the future of Arsenal, he is someone that can bring in a lot of cash to buy other players which Mikel Arteta wants at the club. So I think it's an easy decision to make Calum Chambers extend his current deal with the Gunners. So the next person on the list is Emile Smith Rowe, whose contract expires in 2023. Emile Smith Rowe's emergence this season has not surprised many within the club who have always known about the youngster's talents. Since making his first Premier League starts against Chelsea on Boxing Day, the creative midfielder has become a mainstay in the first team. It is understood that Emile Smith Rowe is expected to be rewarded with a new contract extension in the coming months, an indicator as to how fast his progression has been this season. And I think extending Emile Smith Rowe's contract is an important thing to do, because if you're Arsenal, you would be watching Emile Smith Rowe, and many other players are interested in a player such as Emile Smith Rowe. And remember, he's the one that changed our season around in a manner, because if it wasn't for that game against Chelsea on Boxing Day, and if he didn't get the opportunity to start, the game would have maybe led to a loss, and maybe would have seen Mikel Arteta sacked as Arsenal manager. So I definitely think that Mikel Arteta is going to reward Emile Smith Rowe for his performance against Chelsea and the games onwards, because many would have thought it was a one-off game, but he's continued to show it throughout the end of the season, and hopefully he can do it until the end of the season. So the next person on the list is Dinos Mavropanos, whose contract expires in 2023. The Greek defender's whirlwind of the season continued this month as he made his senior national team debut for Greece. Mavropanos has impressed at centre-back for Stuttgart this season, becoming one of the Bundesliga's most consistent defenders. With his contract expiring in the summer of 2023, Arsenal should look to extend the 23-year-old's deal before he enters his final year. It is understood that clubs across Europe are closely monitoring the situation, with Mikel Arteta set to welcome the defender back for pre-season this summer. And I think Dinos Mavropanos can offer Arsenal in a variety of things. If Arsenal do not want to see him as a future centre-back, they can sell him for a large amount of money, and at the same time, he's someone that can offer a lot alongside Gabriel Magalhaes in defence. So the next person on the list is Bert Leno, whose contract expires in 2023. Arsenal's number one shopstopper is now 29 years old and considered by many to be at the peak of his career. Gunners boss Mikel Arteta brought in Alex Runarsson last summer in what looks like a failed experiment, and Matt Ryan's future remains uncertain with his loan move ending at the end of the season. Bernd Leno is happy at the club and would be open to extending his current deal, which expires in the summer of 2023. So the final person on the list is Rhys Nelson, whose contract expires in 2023. Rhys Nelson will have been disappointed with his lack of minutes for the first team this season. After initially featuring in the Europa League group stage games, the 21-year-old has fallen down the pecking order and most recently played for the under-23s. A loan move could be on the cards next season, but regardless of what happens, it is vital that Arsenal keep hold of one of their most talented young players. Whether he has a long-term future at the club or not is a decision that Mikel Arteta will have to make, with it being learnt that several Bundesliga sides, including Hertha Berlin, remain interested in the versatile winger. So it looks like Mikel Arteta, Edu, and alongside new head of football Richard Garlick have a lot of work to do in terms of Arsenal's business and ensure that the Gunners are in a stronger position than they were last summer. And I think if Mikel Arteta and Edu can make these players sign a new contract extension, it will only lead to success for the future and also give Arsenal a boost in terms of their finances and hopefully for the opportunity for more transfers in the coming windows. And I think if Mikel Arteta can get these players happy and get them new contracts, it will only lead to more players that want to play for this football club. But other than that, guys, remain blessed. Stay tuned for the next video and peace.